who has freed me from the responsibility of, and he said that kid's name for the whole congregation. Then he recited 6of6.avi, and how he, as a father, was responsible to make sure the son was properly circumcised according to the laws of Abraham in the straight night. So he recites 6of6.avi. At the end of 6of6.avi, you know it takes you into the books of Abraham, the Sahot, Moses. They give you a doctrine talking about on high. 6of6.avi. Alright? After that, the Father presents him with what we call the 13 tools of manhood. Alright? Which would be the staff and the scriptures first. Alright, now, the boy gets up right before the gift and he reads out loud with everybody's participation the 108th surah of the Quran, 6of6.avi, which was originally 15. Because 15th surah of the 15th chapter of Genesis speaks about the bondage of the seed. Okay? So the first thing he's given is from Exodus 28:4, and it is his grouping. That's his first tool. The second tool is the talus and the talus clips. If you notice, I had a thing with 2 clips on to keep it from falling off the shoulders. Talus clip, that's Deuteronomy 22:12. Number 3, he gets a discipline and a case. Exodus 13:9. The mind is to keep the commandments. See, that's low up. Number 1.
Okay, 1.
Exodus 28:4. That's the crown that we now inherit. When it says he makes us King of Kings and Lord of Lords, now you'll see on our symbol a crown sitting above everything. Symbolize that we're back in kingship, rulers of the earth. Number 2, the talus, or the shawl as it's called. Deuteronomy 22:12. And it has the talus clips. The third thing he gets is a discipline and a discipline case, which is Exodus 13:9. And as a reminder of the commandments that he must enforce, he is now responsible for enforcing the commandments. Alright? The next thing is his kameez, which is a gold sash. Revelation chapter 1 verse 13 and chapter 15 verse 6. That mentions the sash and the dress of priesthood, which also you can find in Exodus 28. Revelation chapter 1 verses 13 and chapter 15 verses 6. That was number 4. Number 5. The staff or the shoba. The shoba has a split end and a straight line, meaning that he chose the right path out of the two, whether it is Sirat al-Mustaqim or the Sirat of Shaitan. He chose the right path. That's the symbol of the shoba. He locked it with his thumb, that I have chosen Sabil Allah over Sabil al-Shaitan. And that is Genesis 49:10. Tool number 6 is signet ring, which is Jeremiah 22:24. A covenant with the law with Hua on it, and the shield of David called Mogen David. You'll see mentioned him wearing his seal on his hand. Right? This represents the seal of Solomon, the shield of David, and the covenant. The star. Or Surah Al-Najm. To read that in the Quran, you see it. Number 7 is it? Yes. His breastplate. He gets his breastplate. These are not unexpensive. They are made in gold with all those stones. So when you put it in oil, don't think they're inexpensive. That's solid gold and all of the real stones. They cost. Alright? But this is something that's presented to the child. Unfortunately, we pay for it. Every young man in Barmitzwah will have it by the time he grows up anyway, but the community presents it to him. The breastplate of Exodus 28:15 in remembrance of the tribe. 8. This is a custom. He gets the scriptures, which of course would be, when complete, all the Torah, the Lord, Injil, and Quran. We have all the scriptures from our tribe. Until that time, we give him what we have. 9. He gets a certificate in the form of a scroll that marks the day that he had his Barmitzwah. They follow that sign, that's his own personal certificate. 10 is a plaque that he hangs on the wall for people to see that he had his Barmitzwah. 11, he gets a mezuzah, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 9. I don't have to tell you what that means, with the scroll in it, for him to put on the door of his first house. Number 12, Kudush. He gets a Kudush cup, or Kudus cup. He gets his own chalice for breaking and opening the Sabbath and every other ceremony, for drinking his unfermented wine. Number 13, he gets his prayer rug and his zikr beads. Those things used for Muhammad's covenant in the covenant of prayer. Finally, that ends all that takes place on the Sabbath. The following day is a hefna, a feast. In most cases and in the future, these feasts will be in your personal house with your personal family. Presently, they're congregational things. But if you come up where you have 5 kids to get Barmitzwah the same day, the party part, the feast, and the family coming in, the son is usually has to entertain the family as an adult and give a lecture to the presence of the elder men of his family or his tribe. You follow that? No. That ends hefna. That is how our ceremony goes, and that's the ritual of it. We have that class in session.
He then